It's now NBA trade season, and we already have a report that Lauri Markkanen is no longer untouchable in trade talks. This report from Jake Fisher says, the Jazz are by no means expected to trade the 7-foot sharpshooter at this juncture. He has been a true favorite of Jazz officials, sources said. But Utah has indeed left opposing executives with the sense that Markkanen is no longer untouchable in trade conversations, league sources told Yahoo Sports. Now, it certainly seems like the Jazz want to keep Lauri Markkanen, and he's likely not going to be traded. But where have we heard this wording before? Well, the last time was with Donovan Mitchell. Last July, Woj tweeted, after previously shutting down inquiries on moving all-star guard Donovan Mitchell, rival teams say the Utah Jazz are showing a willingness to listen on possible trade scenarios, sources tell ESPN. What this tells me is the Jazz aren't likely going to trade Lauri Markkanen, but it is the first step towards a possible trade if that's what they wanted to do. It's the same formula that happened with Donovan Mitchell, and there's some reasons we should possibly compare both situations. Lauri Markkanen has been a great teammate for the Utah Jazz, a great player, an all-star, and the Jazz love him. But one thing that local reports have made clear is that Lauri Markkanen wants to win. And if the Utah Jazz aren't winning, like they aren't right now, is he going to look elsewhere anyway? And are the Utah Jazz wondering if they can even keep him if they wanted to? The other question is, does Lauri Markkanen fit with the long-term plans of the Utah Jazz? Recently, we got news that Danny Ainge is both watching Nikola Topic on the front row watching Cooper Flagg at the EYBL showcase. Is Danny Ainge trying to get a top pick in this draft and also one in 2025? If that's the case, Lauri Markkanen is too good and he's going to keep them from being able to do that. So if the Jazz are looking to get a high pick in this draft and absolutely a high pick in the next one, if they want to get Cooper Flagg, then Lauri Markkanen might not be in their plans. He's just too good, and he wins the Jazz enough games that it takes them out of the running for those players. Why would Danny Ainge be watching Cooper Flagg, who's going to be the #1 pick in the 2025 draft? The other thing to consider is the Jazz have been resting Lauri Markkanen multiple games this year. Now, maybe the Jazz are planning to do something like the Oklahoma City Thunder did with SGA and rest him for multiple games in the season so they can eventually get a top pick like Chet Holmgren, and maybe that's part of the plan. And it's possible that Lauri Markkanen might even be in on that plan, knowing that the Jazz are going to give him a max contract. But if we keep being told that Lauri Markkanen wants to win a ton of games, he may not be in on that plan. And if that's the case, then the Jazz certainly might be looking at getting what they can. And the fact that this news comes out on day 1, where players can now start being traded, Danny Ainge knows that that news is going to the front desk of every contending team. And every day during this trade season, they are going to be asking themselves, are we willing to pay the price for Lauri Markkanen? And now that they know that Lauri Markkanen could be had if they pay the price that he is going to cost, they could go get him. And Danny Ainge is going to pick up the phone. Guys, like and subscribe to the channel. A shout out to all our all-stars and members. I will talk to you next time.